Hare Krishna. Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 44, verse number 48. Chapter entitled is The Killing of Hamsa. Sarveshamiha bhutanam esha hi prabhavapyaya gopta chad avadhyayi na kvachit sukhamidhate. Sarveshamiha bhutanam esha hi prabhavapyaya गोप्ता च अवध्यायी न क्वचित् सुखमिद्धते सर्वेषामिह भूतानां एषा हि प्रवाप्यः भोक्ता च अवाध्यायी न क्वचित् सुखमिद्धते सर्वेषामिह भूतानां एषा हि प्रभवाप्यः गोप्ता च अवध्यायी न क्वचित् सुखमिद्धते सर्वेषामिह भूतानां एषा हि प्रभवाप्यः गोप्ता च अवध्यायी न क्वचित् सुखमिद्धते सर्वेषामिह भूतानां एषा हि प्रभवाप्यः गोप्ता च अवध्यायी न क्वचित् सुखमिद्धते synonyms sarvesham of all iha in this world bhutanam living beings Aisha this Shri Krishna he certainly prabhava the origin apyayaha and disappearance gopta the maintainer cha and tat of him avadhyayi one who is neglectful nakvachit never sukham happily idhate prospers. Translation by the humble servant of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Krishna causes the appearance and disappearance of all beings in this world, and He is their maintainer as well. One who disrespects Him can never prosper happily. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Shri Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanu Satadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Guruve Gaura Chandrai Radhikaya Tadalai Krishnai Krishna Bhaktai Tad Bhaktai Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much. So my heartfelt thanks, gratitude to His Grace Drishta Prabhu for giving me this opportunity for engaging my consciousness past 2-3 days in Srimad Bhagavatam, and my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis for present here. Please bless me so that I can speak something relevant to this subject matter and also imbibe whatever I say in my own life. Vancha kalpatarubhischa kripa sindhu bhaevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Okay, so we are in this verse That's okay. I'm audible, I think. So. Yeah. सर्वेषाम् इह भूतानाम् एषा हि प्रभवाप्यः गोप्तचद् अवध्यायी न क्वचित् सुखम् इद्धते. So this verse comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 44, chapter entitled is The Killing of Kamsa. So the context here is that we are in Mathura with Krishna and Balaram, with all the Vrajavasis, with all the Mathura Vasis, and our dear Krishna has annihilated Kamsa. Kamsa is dead. Kamsa is no more. And all the wives of Kamsa, they are lamenting, seeing Kamsa lying on the floor. And they are simply lamenting. And then their lamentation is not going on and on like we do, we conditioned souls. But then they got something that they understood that no, actually what Kamsa met was destined. And it is just that what Krishna did to him. So therefore, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur actually, he writes that the ladies now speak practical wisdom because their minds were purified by seeing Krishna. Having Krishna's association, their minds were purified. So now they are saying that Krishna is actually the cause, the appearance and disappearance of all beings in this world. And he is the maintainer as well. And one who disrespects him never prosper happily. So we'll see the verse, that what the verse says. The verse says, Sarve Sham Iha Bhutanam. So we'll analyze the verse first. Sarve Sham means of all. Of all. Of all what? Iha. In this world. Bhutanam. Bhutanam means, what is the word of name Bhuta? Bhuta means the living beings. But Bhuta also means the elements like earth, water, air, fire, ether. So Krishna is the Lord. Krishna is the Lord of all the Bhutas. He is the Lord of all the elements, and he is the Lord of all the living beings as well. And they are saying, Isha, Isha, this Krishna. So they have not heard something, but rather they are seeing. They are seeing that how Krishna has killed Kamsa and how Kamsa got the punishment which is very apt for his activities, what he has done in the past. So they are saying that this Sri Krishna, Isha, Isha, this Krishna, when we do Arati or when we do some Pushpanjali, what we say, Esha Pushpanjali, right? Esha Dhupam, because we are seeing the Lord and we are addressing him. And therefore, we use the word Isha. Similarly, here also, the ladies, the wives of Kamsa, they are lamenting, but at the same time now they are saying, they are speaking the words of wisdom, and they are saying, Isha, this Krishna, he Prabhavyapaha, Prabhava, he is the origin. He is the Prabhava. So we all know that even Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, what does this he says? Aham Prabhavo, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, Matta Sattam Pravartate, Iti Matva Bhajante Mam Bhuta Bhava Samanvita. So Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, I am the origin. So similarly, these ladies are also saying that he is Prabhava. He is the origin. He is the origin of all the bhutas, of all the living beings. Then he says, then the lady says, Gopta. Esha hi prabhav apyaha. Apyaha means he is also the disappearance. He is the cause of disappearance. Now, who is the demigod who is entitled for this annihilation of this entire world? Is Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva is also working under the direction of Lord Shri Krishna. So the ultimate cause of everything is Lord Shri Krishna. So therefore he is saying that he is the origin, he is the Prabhava of all the living beings, of all the elements. At the same time, he is Avipyaha, means he is also the cause of annihilation, cause of destruction. Then he says Gopta. Then the lady says Gopta. And what is the meaning of Gopta? Maintainer. How do we understand this? From our bhajan. Dainya Atma Nivedana Goprite Varana Avashe Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palana. These are the 6 limbs of Sharanagati, where Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying Dainya, then Atmanivedana, humility and surrenderance, and Goprite Varana. Goprite Varana means understanding that Krishna is my maintainer. He is my maintainer. And Avashya Rakshibe Krishna, Vishwas Palana, having that firm conviction that Krishna will protect me no matter what comes. And then the next 2 is Bhakti Anukula Matra Karyera Svikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Varjana Gikara. That we have to accept which is anukul, which is conducive to our Krishna consciousness, and we have to reject which is pratikul, which is adverse to our Krishna consciousness. Shadanga Sharanagati Hoi Bejahara Tahara Prarthana Shune Shinanda Kumara. Then he's saying that wherever these 6 limbs of Sharanagati is there in any living entity, then Tahara Prarthana Sune, that prayers will be heard by Nanda Kumar, by our dear Lord Krishna. So these ladies, they are saying that Krishna is Sarvesham Iha Bhutanam. He is Aisha, he Prabhavapya. He is the origin, he is the cause of annihilation. And Gopta, and he is also the maintainer. Chatad Avadhyayi. Avadhyayi means one who neglects. What neglect? Means one who neglects this philosophy that Krishna is the cause of all causes. Na kvachit, they will never ever, sukham idhate, will ever experience any happiness in this world. They will never experience any happiness. Na kvachit. So we have to understand this kvachit also has 2 different meanings. Kvachit at one point means that in relation to time, that at any point of time they will not experience any sukha, any happiness. But kvachit also means in any circumstances, means quality-wise also they will never achieve any happiness. Who will not achieve happiness? Those who reject Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Those who reject the supremacy of Krishna. Those who reject that Krishna is the cause of all causes. Our Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Ras Kaviraj Goswami says, Ekal hai Ishvara Krishna arasa babhritya yara yajna chai sai tai chakare nritya. That Ekele hi Krishna, only Krishna is the supreme Ishvara. He is the supreme controller. He is the supreme proprietor. And all others are his bhritya. All others are his servants. And they dance as he makes them to dance. And that should be the mood of a devotee. Just like Srila Prabhupada, when he came to this Western world, and he also, while writing his Chaladuta diary, he writes, Kash tera puthali jatha nachao se mate nachao Prabhu nachao se mate. He's saying, I am a wooden doll, O Krishna, in your hands. It's up to you. You have brought me here. I don't know what is the purpose behind, but you have brought me here. So make me dance, make me dance, make me dance as you like. I have no control over myself. The devotees, they full 100% with their hands raised up in the air, they just fully surrendered. Now let Krishna takes over the charge. But then why? Knowing this, that yes, Krishna is the source of everything. He is the cause of all causes. But we jivas are so conditioned. So again, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes, Krishna Bhuli Jiva Anadi Bahirmukha. For time immemorial, we have turned away our face from Krishna. Atevai Maya Tare Dai Samsara Dukkha. And because we are always conditioned in this Maya, Tapa Trayon Moolanam, we are always in this Tapa of miseries, of threefold miseries. So, how can we experience Sukha? We cannot experience Sukha because we are always under Maya. But then the only way is to surrender to Krishna. Krishna says, Mameshai prapadyante tarametam tarantite. That those who surrender unto me, then Krishna will take care. We can cross over this unsurmountable Maya. So we see that how here also that all the ladies, all the wives of Kamsa, they are talking this intelligence that Krishna is the cause of all causes. And the same thing we see in Srimad Bhagavatam when Kaliya got subdued by Krishna. At that time also, the Nagapatnis, the wives of the serpent Kaliya, they also said that, oh, that this punishment, this offender, this Kaliya has got is certainly just. After all, they say, they pray to Krishna that you have incarnated within this world to curb down the envious and cruel persons. So you are impartial. Actually, you look equally upon your enemies as your own sons. For you have imposed a punishment on a living being. For what? For their ultimate benefit. So whether Krishna punishes us or whether Krishna rewards us, actually it is for the benefit of that living entity. So when Kamsa was annihilated, it was for the benefit of Kamsa. When Kaliya was subdued, it was for the benefit of Kaliya. So Krishna is the supreme controller. Everything works as per the desire of Krishna. He is the cause of all causes. We have to understand this. This is the bottom line. Easy said than done, but definitely this is the ultimate bottom line. So here when we see that all the ladies are lamenting, it's been described that there are different stages of grief. What are the different stages? When something reversals comes in our life, then the very first response of a living entity is shock, is denial. They don't want to accept. Why me? Why me, Krishna? They don't want to accept this. So the very first reaction of any reversal that comes in our life is denial. But later, it might be anger. We might be angry on the law of providence. We can be angry on Krishna. And then comes the bargaining. We bargain with Krishna. Oh Krishna, take care of this. I'll do this. We bargain for those material so-called happiness because some reversals have come upon us. And then if nothing works, then the another stage is depression. We go into depression because we don't understand the solution. We don't understand that the cause is Krishna. We just see the living entities around us, that they have inflicted us something. Because of him, because of her, some problems have come to me. We start blaming. We start complaining. And then finally, we go ourselves into depression. But the ultimate is, no matter by hook, by crook, by happiness, by distress, the ultimate is to accept. We have to accept those reversals in our life. We have to. Even the atheist, when some reversals comes, the first thing that comes out, oh my God. Oh my God. That is what comes out from their mouth. So ultimate thing is to accept. This is the learning that we get from this pastime. Yes, this pastime is in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, but we sadhakas have to understand what is there for me to learn. and for me to learn is to accept the reversals in our life, no matter what comes in. And how do we accept those reversals? When our consciousness is fully blossomed. Otherwise, we will all see things in the negative perspective. But to see those reversals in our life as positive can only be possible when our consciousness is fully blossomed. The life throws reversals in our life, but how to take it? Do we act demoniacally like Ravana, like Hiranyakashipu? Or do we act divinely like Prahlad Maharaj, understanding that Krishna is Suhrit Sarva Bhutanam? He is my ultimate well-wisher. It's up to us how do we react to those situations, or rather, how do we respond to that situation? It's all up to us. But that we can only understand when we are fully conscious of Krishna, when we see Krishna's hand behind everything. That yes, these reversals, these problems have come in my life, but ultimately everything is being orchestrated by Krishna. When we come to that understanding, then only we'll see these reversals also as a blessing in our life. Because these reversals will take us one step closer to our Ishtadev, to our divine couple, Shri Radha and Golokananda. But how can that be possible? When we understand that Krishna, very first thing, that Krishna is the supreme controller. Everything is sanctioned by Krishna. No matter what. If we are getting problems by anyone, we should think that they are simply the postmen who are delivering the letter which is actually written by Krishna. They are not the doers. They are not the doers. The doer is Krishna. And next, we should understand that Krishna never commits any mistakes. This committing mistake is our imperfection, is the imperfection of a conditioned living entity. Krishna never commits mistakes. And the third thing is that Krishna is my supreme well-wisher. Suhrit Sarva Bhutanam. My Guru Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj will always give this beautiful example that when the small child is there and the father just throws the child in the air, just a feet above, the child at the very first time will feel, hey, what's this happening? Why my father is throwing me up in the air? I am here to get all the love of my parents, but here my father is throwing up. So there is a fear in that child. But the moment the child comes back and sees that my father has opened up his arms, ready to embrace me, at that time, the child feels very safe. Because he knows that the personality who is throwing me is also waiting for me to embrace me. So when this happens, the child enjoys. The same thing he enjoys. So Guru Maharaj would say that now the child is telling the father that yes, I actually enjoy that moment when you throw me in the air and then you get hold of me. So please do it again. And the child literally throw tantrums on the father that please throw me again, please throw me again. Why? Because the child is confirmed, has a firm conviction on his father that now my father will hold me. So he start enjoying that. And that is what our Kunti Maharani prays. That give me all the implications, give me all the reversals, because I know you are there, Krishna, to hold me. You are there to protect me. You are there to always be there beside me whenever some problem comes. So this is what Guru Maharaj would say, that the example is the child who is being thrown by father also has faith on his father that yes, my father will take care. So we should also have that faith in Krishna that yes, some problems have come, some reversals are come, but we have to see ultimately that Krishna is the controller. Bhagavatam describes he is Abhigna Swarat. He is cognizant. The very first verse of Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva writes, Janmadasyas Charthveshu Abhigna Swarat, that he is Abhigna, he is cognizant, and he is Swarat. Krishna is Swarat. We have to understand this. And then even Bhagavad Gita says, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam yai maya pashyati, mai pashyati, tasyam na pranashyami, sa cha nema pranashyati. So Krishna says that for one who sees me, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, those who see me in everything, sarvam ya mai pashyati, and those who understand that I am there in everything. They don't see that this living entity has caused problem. These circumstances have caused problem. They'll not see this, but what they will see, that Krishna is the cause of everything. If he has thrown some problems, he will give me the solution. If not the solution, he will give me the strength to bear that solution. So, and who has this divine eyes of seeing that Krishna is everywhere and sees everything in Krishna? Bhagavatam describes Sarva Bhuteshu Ya Pashed Bhagavad Bhavam Atmana Bhutani Bhagavati Atmani Esha Bhagavatam Uttama. That Uttamadhikari will see the most advanced devotees of Lord Shri Krishna. They will see that the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, he sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. Everything in relation to understand the Supreme Lord. They will not see this Jagat, they will not see this material world, but they will see the beautiful creation of Krishna. Even Chaitanya Charitamrita describes. So this is Bhagavad Gita, and then comes the Bhagavatam, but also our Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes the samvad, the conversation between Rai Ramananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rai Ramananda, whose disappearance day we are celebrating tomorrow. So Rai Ramananda also says, Pahile dekhiyo tomhara sannyasi swarup, eva toma dekhi mui Shyama Goparup. That, oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first I saw this, that you are in a sannyasi robe, that you are wearing these saffron garments. But now I'm seeing that you have a Shyama Goparup, that you have a beautiful Shyama Sundar form holding a flute. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that it's because you are a pure devotee. Therefore, you are saying Krishna. You are seeing Krishna in me. It's not because I am Krishna. Mahaprabhu doesn't agree to it. He says, I'm not Krishna. But you are seeing Krishna in me because Sarvatra Jagma Dekhe, Na Dekhe Tara Murti, Sarvatra Hai Nija Ishta Deva Spruti. That when a pure devotee sees anything in this world, they are not actually seeing the things in this world. But what they are seeing is, they are seeing the form of the Supreme Lord manifest everywhere. That's the mood of the pure devotee. So we should also try to develop our consciousness. Our consciousness should always be Krishna consciousness. We should try to respond to the situation that comes in our life, rather reacting on it. In this regard, His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj would always give the beautiful analogy, which I really love. And he says that when you squeeze a lemon, what do you get? Lemon juice. When you squeeze an orange, you'll get an orange juice. You squeeze an apple, you'll get apple juice. So the fruit you are squeezing, you'll get the juice that is inside that fruit. Similarly, when life squeezes us, then what comes out is what is in our heart. In computers also there is a thing, is the GIGO effect. Garbage in, garbage out. If there is garbage inside, what do you expect? It's garbage. So if we feed our consciousness with Krishna consciousness, thinking that Krishna is the supreme controller, He is my eternal Father, He is my eternal well-wisher, He is my friend. If we feed our consciousness, then the reversals, when the life squeezes us, then all those divine qualities will be manifested. But if we feed our consciousness with demoniac things, that why only me? I have been chanting for decades now. Why only me, Krishna? That means you don't exist because you are not taking care of me. If we start feeding our consciousness, then when life squeezes us, the same thing will come out. So it up to us. The pure devotee never takes an offense. Tiraskrita vipralabdha shapta shipta hata api nasya tat pratikurvanti tad bhakta prabhavopihi. Bhagavatam describes that the pure devotees never take offense. Never ever. Even if tiraskritya, even if they are being defamed. Who was defamed? Can anyone give the example? Who was defamed? Haridas Thakur. He was defamed. Nawab Hussain Shah, he basically sent that prostitute. For what? To defame Haridas Thakur. But was he defamed or he became more famous? He initiated that Laksha Hira, who was chanting 3 lakh names after Haridas Thakur initiated her. Vipralabdha, being cheated. Who were cheated? Pandavas. Yes, Pandavas were cheated. Yeah, you said? Yes, Bali Maharaj was also cheated. But they never take offense. Vipralabdha. They are Pandavas were cheated. But see how surrender they were. Shabda, being cursed. Who was cursed? Parikshit Maharaj. This actually verse comes in contact to this only. This is the context of this verse. When Shringi cursed Parikshit Maharaj, at that time his father Shamik Rishi quote this, that Tiraskrita Vipralabdha Shapta Shipta Hatapi Nasya Tat Pratikurvanti Tad Bhakta Prabhavopihi. That even the devotees are cursed, they take it positive. Parikshit Maharaj has full adhikar, the full eligibility to counter curse that curse. But he didn't do it. He accepted as the will of the providence. He left everything, sat near the river of Ganga and waited for his death. And because Srimad Bhagavatam has to appear by the lotus lips of Sukadev Goswami. So Tiraskritya Vipralapta Shapta Shipta. Shipta means who are disturbed by negligence. Haridas Thakur was neglected by the society. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they were neglected by the society. But they didn't take it. They don't do no counteract. Natat pratikurvanti. Tad bhakta prabhavopihi. Because they see the hand of the Supreme Lord behind everything. Jada Bharat, even he was neglected. But still, he took it, everything positively. So that's how our understanding should be. That's how our consciousness should be developed. And how do we develop that consciousness? By doing service. Prabhupada says, devotion is not mere a sentiment, but it's a service. No matter whatever service we do, it's just an activity. We make garlands for Krishna. We dress Krishna. We make outfit for Krishna. We do Nam Sankirtan. We do book distribution. All these are simply the activities. What is the key ingredient behind it? Is our devotion, is our bhakti, which is Krishna is looking for. If we are doing these activities, we are sweeping the floor, we are mopping the floor, we are making garlands, we are dressing the deities, we are cooking. We may do any activity, but if the key ingredient of bhakti is not there, then there is no use. Even our chanting, we chant, but every time that chanting should be a cry for Krishna. But I'll talk about myself. Not a single tear will come out when I chant, because so much conditioned. But ultimately, our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has opened this crying school. Unless and until we cry for Krishna, our consciousness will always be in a budding stage. it will not fully blossom. That blossoming of our consciousness will only happen when we cry for Krishna. Mahaprabhu has opened this school of crying. His Holiness Gaur Govind Maharaj would always say that if you cannot cry for Krishna, then cry that you cannot cry for Krishna. So that tears can come out, not the artificial crocodile tears, but the tears of our love, the tears of our devotion, the tears of our longingness to go back to Krishna, where Krishna is waiting for us to embrace with the open arms. Yes, He has thrown us. Because of our own karmas also, only we have been thrown in this material world. But we have to take it positive. Okay, Krishna, enough. I have spent my lifetimes by being Bahirmukha, by turning my face against you. But this is my life. Please accept me as it is. Now I'm turning my face to you, Krishna. Whatever, you know my past, you know my present, you know my future. But whatever has happened has happened. Now, from today onwards, I want to be serious in my sadhana. So please accept me. Please accept me as I am and make me purified. Just like these ladies of Kamsa, they got purified. How? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, just by seeing Krishna, just by having the association of Krishna. But now we can say that we don't have any association of Krishna, but we have. How do we have the association of Krishna? Through pure Bhagavatas, through pure Bhagavats, through our spiritual master who is taking us right, holding our hands and taking us to Krishna. So we have to surrender to these pure Bhagavats. We have to surrender to our spiritual master, our Shiksha Gurus, our Diksha Guru, so that we can also follow the path that they have laid down to us. Otherwise, our consciousness will never ever blossom and we will be always in our conditioned state. Always. Maya is very strong. After all, she is the servant of Lord Shri Krishna. She doesn't want every other soul to reach to Krishna. She wants only the cream of devotees who are really surrendered to Krishna should reach to Krishna. So Krishna says, Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya. This Maya is mine. She is divine. She is my Maya. So definitely she'll work according to me. And it's unsurmountable to cross through it. But Mameva hi prapatyante. Maya metam tarantite. Those who surrender unto me, very easily they can cross over. But how can we surrender? That surrenderance will come when we surrender to our spiritual master. Then he will take us. He is a Mahabhagavat. He is the pure soul. He will introduce us to Krishna. And then Krishna will accept us. And then our consciousness will also be fully blossom like a lotus flower. Then what happened when something falls on the lotus flower? It doesn't accept. Even the dew drops on the lotus petal will simply slide down. Similarly, when our consciousness becomes as fully blossomed as a lotus flower, then what happens? Then even those so-called reversals in the form of dewdrops comes on our lotus petal, they will not stay there eternally. They will simply slide down. We'll get the solution. If not the solution, we'll get the strength to see the reversals also in the right perspective. That's how this chapter, these words of all the and end up here. Thank you all so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Granth Bhagavatam ki jai. All the assembled Vaishnavas ki jai.
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Aravindanalaya Taksham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Andani Yasa Sakalem Kriya Priti Manti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
no Vishayidor Jana Sada Kamarata Kechonahi Moraguna. Because this is very long, we can all sing the verses, okay, together. Yeah. Gopinath Amaravara Sato